Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, NYPD officers shot a man in Queens, how the story unfolded.
And Quest Day is next week. Find out who the keynote speaker is.
Plus, more details on this year's Oswego County Legislature elections.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Piper Kiernan.
And I'm Dominic Ciccarelli.
10 of the 25 seats in Oswego County Legislature will be contested in this year's election. This is a notable increase from 2 years ago when half as many districts had multiple candidates. According to the Oswego County Board of Elections, 9 Republican legislators running for re-election will be facing Democratic challengers for an open seat in the city of Fulton.
Races contested by Democrats this year include the 4th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and the 24th districts. Regardless of the outcome of Election Day, because Republicans have long dominated the Oswego County Legislature, control will stay with the GOP as they hold a 23-2 advantage.
In case you missed it, today a virtual information session was held in conjunction with FBI Albany about a special internship opportunity. The FBI Honors Internship Program provides students with an opportunity to learn and work alongside FBI professionals over the summer, and would be a great start to your career for those in relating fields of study. For more information, visit the Career Services page on Handshake.
Starting next Tuesday, April 22nd, the annual Oswego Quest Symposium, a series of panels, talks, debates, and many other presentations with the intention of sharing the scholarly and creative pursuits of SUNY Oswego students. Cornell University's Dr. Lars Rudstam will be the event's keynote speaker, here to talk about ecological interactions in our very own Lake Ontario. Quest begins at Oswego's Syracuse campus location on the 22nd and continues here at our main campus the following day.
One of only 22 institutions, SUNY Oswego is once again included in the most promising places to work in student affairs. The list was published by Diverse Issues in Higher Education in partnership with ACPA, College Student Educators International. Vice President for Student Affairs Kathleen Keir said, quote, "And it sends a vital signal to others who might be considering coming to SUNY Oswego, either as a student or for employment, that SUNY Oswego is a great place to learn, grow, and to make a difference," end quote. It was a beautiful day out, wasn't it, Dominic?
It certainly was, Piper, and I hope that trend continues. Let's take a look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Bradley Jacobs.
Thanks, guys. And while it was a very beautiful day outside with a lot of areas seeing over 60 degrees today and a little bit of that sunshine before the clouds came in, I do, however, sense another false spring incoming. And with that, we can also see more precipitation to come in the coming days and later on this week. Temperatures are expected to rise again for the weekend, and that all-important question of what's Easter Sunday going to be like? Am I going to have to prepare for the sun, or am I going to have to prepare for a family feast indoors with rain and potentially snow? All of all this and more, my full weather forecast ahead. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. A teacher in Buffalo Public School 79 has been placed on leave for inadvertently giving 2 students gummy infused with 500 milligrams of THC. The local authorities and the students' families were notified after one of them reported feeling sick and sent both students to the hospital for evaluation. The teacher was placed on leave the same day. Both they and the students remain unnamed for the sake of confidentiality, but the district has said they are taking the matter extremely serious. A former NCAA Woman of the Year was among the 6 people killed in the Copake, New York plane crash over the weekend.
Drew Caratis has more on the victims and spoke with one of their fathers.
Their suffering is over. Ours has really just begun.
A private plane on the way to the Catskills for a birthday celebration in the Passover holiday crashed in a muddy field near the Massachusetts border on Saturday, killing all 6 people on board. The lives lost include a close-knit family of physicians and distinguished recent MIT student athletes Corinna Groff and James Santoro.
We knew the family members that they were going to visit. We knew their names. We managed to track them down and confirmed that that's what had happened. Still couldn't believe that it was true. I still really don't believe that it's true.
John Santoro says his son first met Groff as a freshman at MIT. Groff, a graduate of Weston High, was an All-American soccer player studying biomedical engineering at MIT and was named the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year. Santoro, who grew up in New Jersey, played lacrosse for MIT.
They were, planning to get married, and they were, they're planning to get engaged in the summer.
He recalls sharing the excitement with Groff's parents during Christmas time. Neuroscientist Dr. Michael Groff and Dr. Joy Sinai, a urogynecologist, natives of Weston, also killed in the tragic crash.
Glenna was a fantastic person, and I think after you met her parents, it became pretty clear where she got it from.
He says the young couple had just embarked on a new chapter together in Manhattan, where Groff enrolled in medical school at NYU and Santoro worked for a hedge fund. This grieving father is now trying to lean on the joy they shared together.
Try to keep that in mind to inspire us when we're all saddened by the prospect of a future without them.
Groff's brother and his girlfriend also died in the crash.
The National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA are investigating the cause of the crash. In the neighborhood of Astoria early this morning, NYPD officers shot and killed a man. After getting numerous 911 calls about a male with a knife acting erratic, officers arrived to a 61-year-old man who was holding a 14-inch knife in mental distress. The NYPD said the officers first attempted to tase the man, which proved ineffective. He then advanced to the officers, who then opened fire. He was later pronounced dead at Elmhurst Hospital.
Still ahead tonight, Southern California was rocked by earthquakes.
Plus, 2 presidents make a clear statement.
Disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your nightly news. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. And taking a current look at our current conditions, it is currently overcast outside with the clouds starting to settle in. Still pretty warm out there at 57 degrees. We see the dew point is down to about 40 degrees out there. Humidity starting to creep up a little, about 52%. We can see the pressure is starting to drop, indicating some inclement weather inbound, sitting at 990 millibars right now. And the wind's coming out from the south at 12 miles per hour. And taking a look statewide at our current temperatures, we can see over here in Rochester, North Dansville, kind of our warmest areas tonight, sitting still in the low 60s. Over on to Western New York, Buffalo, down to Randolph in the mid 50s. And looking further back up at Oswego at 57, and going down the 81 corridor into the Sun Tier, sitting into the low 60s to the mid to high 50s. Looking eastward out to Utica and Delhi, 53, 52, kind of the cooler spots we're seeing right now tonight. And then finally into the Capital Region and Lower Catskills, also in the mid 50s as well. Now, with these warm temperatures, you wouldn't really quite believe this winter weather advisory and wind advisory on my screen right now, but we are expected to see some inclement wintry weather in the coming days again, with some potential snow as well as some mixed precipitation and winds. So be extra cautious on your commutes either to campus or if you're going out grabbing on a grocery run. And we can see with the precipitation here, taking a look tonight, we're going to have some clearing skies, cloudy skies here and there. Taking a look on into tomorrow, we're going to expect those rain showers to start coming on in Tuesday afternoon. Rain in and out throughout Tuesday, and then snow behind me here across the eastern portions east of Oswego. We're going to expect those snow showers to come on throughout the day Wednesday and carry on into potentially Thursday as well. Now, looking ahead at the temperatures, we do see that today we were very warm, 14 degrees above average, and then we can see that midweek drop where the temperatures are expected to drop, and then temperatures slightly higher towards the end of the week into the weekend, expecting some warmer temperatures for Easter, although we do see that -9 on Sunday. Don't let that scare you just yet. Taking a look at our extended forecast, we can see those rain and windy conditions into tomorrow and throughout the mid part of the week. Sunshine expected to return on Thursday with temperatures still cool in the 40s. We are expecting a wet start to the weekend, Friday into Saturday, but those temperatures increasing again. Sunday, looking sunny. Go out for that Easter egg hunt if that's exactly what you're doing. Enjoy that ham dinner with the family. And then temperatures, boom, warming back up almost into 60 on Monday. That's all for my full weather forecast tonight. Back to you guys over at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. I'm not ready for that rain, but a 5.2 earthquake struck Southern California today, leaving residents bracing for aftershocks. Cell phone video showing the inside of a San Diego office building where you could see the computer monitors shaking. The person recording said the incident lasted 15 to 20 seconds. California Governor Gavin Newsom said tremors were felt from San Diego to Los Angeles.
Aerospace company Blue Origins had a star-studded crew aboard its New Shepard rocket launch today. The crew featured pop star Katy Perry and TV personality Gayle King, who were a part of the 11th Blue Origin mission and history. Laura Aguirre reports.
Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket launched off its pad in Van Horn, Texas this morning. Liftoff. In a capsule atop the fiery send-off, the first all-female flight crew in space in over 60 years. Yes. Among them, pop star Katy Perry, journalist and Oprah bestie Gayle King, movie producer Carrie-Anna Flynn, Amanda Nguyen, a women's rights advocate and the first Vietnamese woman to fly in space, Aisha Bo, a former NASA rocket scientist and entrepreneur, and Lauren Sanchez, who organized the flight and is also engaged to Blue Origin's founder, Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos. The New Shepard's capsule only 12.5 feet wide. Perry shared a look inside on her Instagram ahead of the launch.
Here I am. Seat number 2.
Their suborbital flight, reaching just beyond 62 miles above Earth, lasted only a few minutes. But the experience and memories will last much longer.
You look at it and you're like, we're all in this together. All these things that divide us, but we're not.
Perry carried a small daisy, honoring her daughter's name, but also as a symbol of those confronting their fears.
They go through cement, they go through cracks, they go through walls. They are resilient.
Gayle King was one of them, challenging her own crippling fear of flying.
I'm so proud of me right now. I still can't believe it.
Of the more than 700 people who've traveled to space, only about 15% have been women.
It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
A Blue Origin spokesperson says that some passengers paid a fee for their seat but declined to give those names. Blue Origin also hasn't publicly disclosed its ticket prices.
However, its chief competitor, Virgin Galactic, has advertised ticket sales for between $250,000 and $450,000.
El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele said, and President Donald Trump held a meeting earlier today, making it clear that the man wrongfully deported to El Salvador won't be brought back to the United States, coming after a prior Supreme Court ruling that the Trump administration must facilitate Kilmar Amandu Abrigo Garcia's return. Bukele says that he, quote, doesn't have the power to return him.
How can I return him to the United States? Like, I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, I mean, the question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
The Trump administration also told a federal judge that the U.S. government, quote, does not have authority to forcibly extract Abrigo Garcia. The DOJ does claim that Garcia is a MS-13 gang member, but Garcia's lawyers and family members dispute those claims. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says he will go to El Salvador this week if Abrigo Garcia is not returned, and he has requested a meeting with Buckley.
Minnesota authorities have arrested someone on the United Healthcare campus on Monday. Very little details have been shared, but police say they posed no threat to the public. But initial reports from the city were potentially of a, quote, intruder. United Healthcare has been raising security after the murder of its CEO, Brian Thompson, last year.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, stocks had an up and down day. How did they end up? Coming next.
And a statement issued about fluoride in the water. Stay tuned.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, a recent audit has found that New York spent over $450 million in medical equipment during the COVID-19 pandemic. And a lot of this equipment is currently unused. The list of equipment currently sitting in storage facilities includes X-ray machines, ventilators, and different types of oxygen machines, among other types of equipment. Auditors have urged the state to implement a maintenance and use plan for the unused devices.
In a statement from State Health Commissioner Dr. James McDonald, McDonald praised the positive health effects of water fluoridation. Fluoride is often naturally found in drinking water and is added when levels are low. Fluoride helps to prevent tooth decay, prevents cavities, and promotes overall oral health. McDonald says that because the water supply reaches everybody, health disparities decrease and everyone has the same starting opportunity of having a healthy smile.
Stocks rose today as the Trump administration announced a tariff exemption on phones and computers. Today's trading day was rocky as for most of the day, Dow Jones has the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 traded in the negative, although they all ended in the positive. Trump and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick suggested on Sunday that these tech exemptions are not permanent. Tomorrow is the last day to file your taxes, and if you've already filed your taxes, you probably got a refund or are waiting for one.
In tonight's Consumer Report, Jen Sullivan provides a few tips on how to invest your money wisely.
If you've already filed your taxes with the IRS, you may have received a refund. So far this year, the IRS says it's sent out nearly 68 million refunds. The average amount, just over $4,000. So, what should you do with that money?
You want that money to do its best work for you.
Jean Chatzky is the CEO and founder of HerMoney.com. Her first tip is to use that money to pay off any debt.
Pay off the high interest rate credit card debt. That's going to put a return into your pocket equal to the interest rate on the debt.
If you want to put that money away, Chatzky says don't just deposit it into a regular savings account.
Those accounts are paying about 0.4% interest rate.
So what are better options? She says look at certificate of deposit accounts, commonly known as CDs. It's a type of savings account that offers a fixed interest rate for a specific period of time. There's usually a deposit minimum. And beware, she says there may be a penalty for withdrawing the money.
The interest rate is 7 times that you'll get in a plain vanilla account.
Next, high-yield savings accounts. These accounts are offered by online banks and credit unions and offer higher interest rates. There's typically no minimum deposit required. Lastly, investing in the market.
The markets can go up and down, and this is money that we don't need in the short term. It's money that we can afford to let ride for a little bit longer.
If you choose that option, Chatzky recommends diversifying the types of stocks you invest in and try not to panic when the market goes down. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The IRS says that if you need more time to file your taxes, you can file an extension, but you need to do so now. Coming up in sports, Lucas Marcus.
Lucas, can you give us a preview?
Sure, guys. The men's lacrosse team is undefeated in conference. That story and more coming up after the break.
I like the way it looks on the
I didn't even see it.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and become briefly
Welcome back. The Oswego Lakers men's lacrosse team dominated the Mooresville Mustangs. It was a special day for the Lakers, being the senior day. The team chose this special weekend to celebrate a good farewell to all the players, one of them being the star of the team, Corey O'Connor, who has been contributing a lot offensively to the team. The game was exciting from the start to finish, with a tighter first period with both teams being very physical. The Lakers began by conceding the first goal, but managed to come back to 3-2 at the end of the first 15 minutes. After that, the Lakers were superior from start to finish, winning 16-8, representing the team good year.
For all the seniors, I think we're having a really good year this year. Everybody's trying to play as a team. We're trying to figure some stuff out, but this win was huge for everybody.
Alston is one of the players who will play his final season for the Lakers, but this is a special one because he plays with his brother on the team.
Amazing, and am sad that we only have about 4 or 5 games left that I do get to play with him. So I'm trying to make the best of it. Just play hard out every single game. I mean, you only get to play in these games for so long. Just play as hard as you can. Don't leave anything out there.
The Lakers remain undefeated in SUNYAC with 4 wins. Now they prepare to face Plattsburgh on the road Friday. And this wasn't just the men's. The women's also had their senior day this weekend against the Plattsburgh Cardinals. The Lakers also followed the playbook this season and destroyed the Cardinals, bringing happiness to the 6 athletes who are doing their final season with the team. Especially the team's playmaker, Mackenzie Wynn. Wynn has been standing out with her assists every game and answered whether she prefers to score or give the assist.
I think the answer is pretty obvious. I would definitely choose assist. I mean, I like to see my girls score a goal. It definitely feels way better than getting it yourself, and I just think that speaks to our IQ level as a team. You know, anyone can pretty much take a 1v1, but getting a goal off of an assist really shows how dynamic we are.
With Wynn's assistance, the Lakers won without suffering at any time. The Cardinals were down by 10-4 in the first half, and the score kept increasing to 19-7 at the end of the 60 minutes.
I mean, we saw the score today. We have to keep that rolling into next week against Potsdam, and then we have a big one on Friday against New Paltz. So we just got to keep the ball rolling going into SUNYACs and keep the undefeated title.
The Lakers remain undefeated this season and are now preparing to face SUNY Potsdam tomorrow at 4 p.m. Now, we'll be back after the break. And then we have the Blue Packets face the Capitals. And we have Ovechkin ball in attack of the Capitals. Fine, Ovechkin gets his 896 goal. Top left corner, if you see, what a goal. Special night for him. And the goal was really important. Now Werenski with the ball in the middle, and he scores a far away goal in the middle of everyone. The ball passes in the middle of every single player to tie the match 1-1. The ball keeps in attack. Teams are fighting, and Fantinelli turns over after a bad first touch. An unassisted goal. What a bad received by the Capitals. The third goal comes after another play fighting, and the second of the night for Fantinelli. Amazing back pass, open, easy goal. You see 3-1, open goal, and now it was an important win, 4-1. The game finished. They are 4th in the Metropolitan Division. We'll be back after the break.
Class of 76, yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of time. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for the DK Experience.